fingers into your eyes. Just a little bit further. That's it.
So talk to me about Avi when he was a baby.
Well, Avi was a very easygoing fellow. From the minute he was born, he would get up for his feedings, not screaming, just a little meow. And when he had a mobile, the musical mobile, I had to put it on, and by the time it was done, the music, his food was ready, so he knew already. Very happy. When he got to an age that he sat down, I used to put him on the carpet in the living room, and he didn't have too many toys. So I decided to give him something that he can move around, make a little bit noise, and maybe he will be happy. So we started with one pot, and it got to a stage that all my pots at the kitchen was gone into the living room. And he can be sitting for hours and banging, not too loud, moving it, making it as a car driving. And I remember when I had my friend that was living upstairs came to visit me once. And she saw Avi sitting in the middle of those pots. I said, "Do you want any coffee?" She said, "Yes, but your pots are all there. How are you going to be able to do it?" So we did find a way. And from then on, all my friends, whenever we came visit, will gather their pots into a spot and sit Avi down. And it could have taken 2 to 3 hours between food or something that it was enough for him. And then he will sit down in the middle doing nothing, not moving any of those. But he was such a good-hearted little boy. He was wonderful.
What about the neighbor that you had watch him when you had to run out?
That same neighbor, I had to run and pick up Yaron. It was snowing. And to start dressing Avi up with the snowsuit and so on was a little bit too much. So I went upstairs to Sarah, my neighbor. I said, "Sarah, please, I don't have any other option. I just need to go and get Yaron from the bus stop. It will take just a few minutes." It took longer because the bus got stuck in the snow, and by the time it came, it was about 45 minutes. No cell phone, I couldn't call her or anything. When we got there, I said to her, "Sarah, how was he?" She said, "Look at what's around him. You will understand." All her pots were there, and he was the littlest, happiest baby I've ever seen. And her husband was home, Yanku, and he said to me, "Wow, I've never seen anything like that." So that was one of my friends, and then I had another friend that gave birth to a girl maybe 2 years later on, and she always remembered that there was one pot that Avi loved the most. It was a very simple one, but that's the one that she always kept aside not to use in the kitchen in case I come.
Oh, that's so cute.
That's the story about Avi and his pots. When he was a little bit older, he used to love those little figures that change their shapes. The
Transformers?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And he will sit also hours and hours. And he later on, he started attending the Jewish Hebrew Academy. That was from 7 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock. at in the
Every day?
afternoon. Yeah, every day. They did put in all the English studies, and then they had another 3 or 4 hours of study, but in Hebrew.
Mm-hmm.
So it turned out to have his English and Hebrew perfectly by knowing how to write it, how to speak the language, and how to read it.
Was that in New York or in Israel?
That was still in New York, and we were there till he was 8, I think, and he was finished the 3rd grade. Had we had a time of deciding if to go or not to go to Israel, a very hard time. Because I knew what I wanted, Leo knew what he wanted, but there was those 2 kids that we had to consider. Yaron said, I don't want to go. Avi said, I want to go. So we had 3 yes and 1 no. So we decided to go. Decided to go. Avi was really uptight when we got there because there was no English anymore. But on the streets. And he had such a good time in school and with friends and with the principal that was married to an American girl and spent 8 years in America. He understood the system, he understood Avi. He took Avi aside one day and he said, if you are getting into trouble with anybody, just take care of it and I'll take care of the rest. He had a good time.
Who paid for the Hebrew Academy when they were still in New York? When Yaron and Avi were still in New York?
Yeah. I went to the Hebrew Academy to see if it's an option to send them to private school, because it was helped by Hasidei Chabad. And I spoke to the principal, and I liked what I saw in school. And I said, well, one is going to be getting into a certain... wait a second, ma. Yvonne was accepted when he was in 1st grade. Then when they grew up a little bit more and Avi was ready for school, they added up Avi. But when we started talking about Yaron, I said to the rabbi, everything is nice and dandy, but I won't be able to pay the tuition. He said, why? I said, because we don't make enough. He says, that's not a reason not to send a child to him for school. I said, do you have a solution? He said, yes, I'm going to call Hasidei Chabad. And by me sitting in the office, he was across from the table calling Hasidei Chabad, talking to them a little bit Hebrew, a little bit Yiddish, a lot of English. And he said, okay, will you be able to afford that much? I said, that much I'll afford. So they did pay Yaron's more schooling till he finished at his 8th grade. Avi was, up to we left Israel, was supported by Hasidei Chabad too. All the Yaron's bar mitzvah was done at the school by the Hasidei Chabad. We did help, by bringing in a little bit of food and so on. And we stayed in very good shape with Hasidei Chabad. They did push. We didn't have to be pushing back. They will come before Passover, doing the cleaning of the chametz. They would come and always ask if there is anything else they can do for us. So one day Leon decided maybe we can help by him printing the big picture of the rabbi from Lubavitch and they got 200 points, and they sold it, and they made some money. So at least we feel that we did pay back some.
Excellent. And can you tell the camera the story of walking in New York? I think it was with your own, and the Hasidic Jews on the street made a comment about you.
About me,
Mm-hmm.
yes. I was 27 when I had both of my kids. Avi was maybe a few months old. Yaron was about 6. And we were walking the big Queens Boulevard. That was the biggest boulevard in Queens. We used to walk a lot because we didn't have a car. And I took the kids to friends. And a lot of people in Queens are Jewish, European, and they speak Yiddish. Well, I was very dark then. My skin, my hair, everything. And they look at me pushing that carriage with Avi inside. And I hear the man saying to the woman, "Isn't that a very young mom? That's probably, just the nanny." And I didn't say anything. A little bit further, going a few more steps, the lady turns to the man and she said, "No, no, 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 no. This is a kid having kids." So I turned around and I answered in Yiddish, "Well, I'm a kid to my parents, but those are my kids." So they opened up a pair of eyes and they did start walking so fast away from me that it was funny to me. See, that was New York.
Yeah. Any words for Elon since he's in your arms?
Ewan, I love you. I love you so much I cannot even put it into words. You are wonderful. You have wonderful parents. Enjoy Mama. Have a good one. And I'm always going to dream about you. When I don't see you, you're going to be always in front of my eyes and always in my heart. I love you.
He loves you too.
I'm lucky. How lucky could a person be?
Your baby had a baby.
Yeah. That's right.
And he looks
You
so
see?
much like Avi.
Even he is smiling when he hears that.
Yeah, and he sleeps the same way that Avi sleeps. He's got his hand. Yeah.
In it. I was amazed a few days ago that he found this
Thumb.
thumb
Yeah.
and put it in his mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy. Let life be easy for you, and you should get everything you want. Easy way. I can say I'm Safta.
Well, thank you, Safta.
Where should we put the pacifier? So
You can
the
just
cats
put it
won't
here.
get it?
Oh, they're not going to get it. We're more concerned about the dog getting to
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you are completely in good hands. I'm gonna fight for you. I don't think there is gonna be a problem with Moose going after him. He's
Oh,
gonna
God.
snip him probably and see.
Oh, he's smiling.
Look at this.
He's like, I like Moose. I haven't met him yet, but I like him.
Yeah.
Today, Elon is 9 days old. Yesterday was his bris, a very traumatic experience. Oh God, it was so
Yes,
awful.
it was. And all four mummies were crying. It was three mummies and your aunt. Yeah, mommy. Yeah, laugh. Have a good time. When I saw first the
The picture,
which one?
the picture that Avi sent you,
No, even before
the
with the
ultrasound.
ultrasound. You know, it takes a while to understand what you're saying if you didn't see before. And I look at his mouth and I look at his
Forehead.
forehead. I said, oh, it's like somebody that copied parts of you and Avi and put together
Yeah.
a collage.
When I first saw the 3D picture, I'm like, oh my God, he has Avi's forehead. That's crazy.
Hey, when he said to me, Ma, we need to tell you something. I said, okay, I'm waiting. And I said to myself, that's the one you were waiting for. Yes.
He's
Smile,
smiling.
mommy. Yeah.
He's such a good baby.
Oh, you are something else. So after we'll have to think about how I am going to be able to come and see all of you again. Right?
And we're going to try and drive up there so you can see him. Yeah, he likes that idea.
Yeah, tell me a story. I told the stories too. So you tell me now yours. Yeah. I spoke to my brother yesterday. Look at this. Look at the smile. Well, George called to say how was it. Congratulations. He's very sick. He's in bed.
It was a hard day for him and a hard night.
Yeah. But he's gonna forget it.
Yeah, he'll forget it.
Yeah.
Please, God, let him forget it. Mommy, Auntie, Safta, and Grandma are all going to be permanently scarred, but please let him forget it.
You will.
No.
How is it big out here? You like it? You do? Oh. So when the rabbi wrote it's not a birth certificate, but it's kind of certificate.
Mm-hmm.
How did he spell his name? The right way?
I think it's Aleph Yud Lamed Nun.
Nun, yes, that's Ilan. Ilan, Eilan.
Yeah,
Depends
it's
how
whichever vowel you have. I need to refresh my Hebrew. I'll get there. What was the book that you recommended for him in Hebrew? The apartment?
It's called Dira Laskir. It means an apartment to be rented. And it has a few poetries in there, and all different kinds of poets, Israeli ones. And it has a lot of black and white Shmuley cuts.
Oh, the pictures?
The pictures. And the book that we had was dedicated by Shmuley Katz.
Oh my God.
I don't know what that book is. So
Maybe
I'm
with your
gonna,
brother, maybe not.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna find it probably, and if I don't find it at your sis, I'll try to go on Amazon
Yeah, we'll
and
find
try
it.
to see it. It's a very old edition. I think, well, your one is 44 and he got it when he was born. So,
So it's almost 50 years old.
yeah. And then there is another one that's called Pluto, Klavlav, Mikibutz Megiddo. That's Pluto, the little doggy from
The
the
kibbutz.
kibbutz. Yeah.
How cute. Well, Moose from
So
the
we'll
kibbutz
see.
is coming back. So, yeah.
So we'll see. You think you're gonna ride it? You will have a good ride. Oh. So how long was he at the special camp?
Just over 2 weeks. We didn't know we were going to have a C-section, so it was kind of like he was only going to be there for a few days last week. But since I had a C-section, I wasn't even released from the hospital until Friday. We called them to extend it. So, but he's in great hands. Operation Freedom Paws, they care so much about their animals and about training them and taking good care of them. So, he's there right now and he'll be back any minute. So scary. Okay. Well, thank you, Safta. And thank you so much for being here with your little
Oh,
grandbaby.
my pleasure to see all of you and to be with all of you.
Thank you.